Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where points are to be avoided if the prize is to be won. Let's meet today's players. And firstly, we welcome back Alan and Ian, the mighty Alan and Ian. You were on the show last time. We gave everyone 2 shots at the Pointless final, of course, and this is your second shot. What do you hope is going to come up today, Alan?
Sport.
Sport.
Formula One.
Richard?
There's not a huge amount of Formula One, I'll be absolutely honest with you.
There might be some buns in it for you, or maybe some a loaf or two. I don't know.
Oh, because Ian is a baker, of course.
Ian, as you aren't aware, I haven't yet spilt those beans. Those who watched last time, they'll be aware that Ian is not just a baker, he's a master baker.
I will make round 2 Formula One racing champions for a box of donuts.
You're in.
You heard that? That's that's a deal.
OK.
Although I can't actually do that, apparently.
Well, very best of luck to you on the show this afternoon. Next, we welcome Lauren and Jamie. How do you two know each other?
Jamie's my brother-in-law, and if that wasn't bad enough, we also work together.
Oh, for goodness, is that bad enough, Jamie? No. You work together as well. Where do you work together?
It is fairly bad. We've taken the mantle on to run Lauren's dad's business. It's a scientific company, and we're involved in an industry standard for the field of particle size, so probably the less said about that, the better, I think.
OK. Anyway, very best of luck to you on the show this afternoon. Next, we welcome Karen J and Janice. Karen J, of course, because there is another Karen, as you are yet to find out. How do you two know each other?
Karen is my older daughter, so I've known her all her life.
Yeah. Karen, what do you do?
I'm a mum. I've got 3 children, so I'm a stay-at-home.
3 children. Yeah, that's a handful. Janice, what do you do?
I'm an English teacher.
Oh, a teacher, Richard.
The curse of the teacher.
Oh, the curse of the chalk.
It has not gone well for teachers this series, I'm afraid.
Oh, dear. However, I am confident that this afternoon you are going to change all of that. Very best of luck to the pair of you. And finally, we welcome back Karen T. You've got letters after your name this time, Karen.
This time I have got letters after.
Yeah, Karen T and Anthony. Remind us what happened last time.
Anthony didn't know his marsupials.
No. Karen, though, you got a pointless answer.
I got a pointless answer.
Oh,
yes.
you got a pointless answer.
Not
you
that I knew my marsupials either.
No. And actually, Anthony, to be fair, did a very brave thing. He went out on a limb, which is exactly what you have to do on this show if you want to win. Sadly, you went down the limb on a completely wrong answer. But there we are. We will find out more about all of you throughout the show. There is just one more person, though, for me to introduce. He is the man for whom no fact is too obscure. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Are you well?
I'm very well, yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
What sort of show have we got?
Well, we've got 2 very good returning pairs today. Alan and Ian will be delighted because round 1 is about Formula One racing drivers and round 2 is about baking. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun, I think.
A lot of fun. That's what Richard thinks. Now, we've put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. Now, to stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players have to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. Now, that's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And every time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Amelia and Joe won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. There it is. OK, let's play Pointless. So in the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. And you must be careful, because if anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points. Right, our first category this afternoon is words. OK, Janice. So far, so good. Words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
OK.
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many words ending in RTH as they could. RTH. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any word that has its own entry in the Oxford English Dictionary that ends RTH. Anything with a hyphen we will not allow. Very best of luck getting all of them at home.
Right, Alan and Ian, you all drew lots before the show. today you get to go first. Is that a good thing, Alan, or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing now.
Oh, dear.
Oh, mate.
RTH.
I think I'll go for Wordsworth.
Wordsworth. OK, you are hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see if that's correct. And if it is, let's see how many people said Wordsworth. Bad luck, Alan. Unfortunately, Wordsworth is an incorrect answer, and that scores you the maximum of 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, tough luck, Alan. I mean, wordsmith is word, but not Wordsworth. And that means you're Wordsworth 100 points.
Jamie.
Yes.
Words ending RTH.
I'm struggling. Everyone I can think of seems fairly obvious, but I'm going to go for birth, B-E-R-T-H.
Ah, very good. B-E-R-T-H. Let's see if that's correct. And if it is, let's see how many people said birth, B-E-R-T-H. It is correct. $14, Jamie. That's a good answer. Birth, Richard, what can you tell me?
Yeah, well done, Jamie. It's got all sorts of meaning, birth. Most sea-based, a sea room, the space between ships, all sorts of different things.
Well done. Good answer, Jamie. Janice, now, you've had a little bit of time to summon your thoughts. A great many English students across the country are now sitting up, paying attention. So remember, we are looking for words ending in RTH.
I'm going to play safe now and say unearth.
Unearth.
Yeah.
OK, you're hoping to score as few points as possible with unearth. Let's see if it's correct, and if it is, let's see how many people said unearth. Oh, very good, Janice. That's how you do it. That scores you 6. Richard.
Yeah, very good, Janet. Panic over. That's good news. Now it's just round 2 to worry about. Unearth literally means to dig from the earth, but obviously means to sort of discover, to unearth.
Very good. Now, Karen T. We are looking for words that end in RTH.
Well, when I play Scrabble, I always use short words. So I'm going for a short word which I had thought of before Alan said Wordsworth, which is just worth.
You are hoping to score as few points as possible with worth. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said worth. $64, Karen T. 64, that scores you. Worth 64.
It is worth 64. I'm not going to go through what worth means. Can we assume we know what worth means?
No, that's worthy. OK, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Well, it's been a punishing round in a couple of instances there. Alan and Ian. Bad luck, Alan. That was a costly error there, Wordsworth. Karen T, worth, not a bad answer, but as you'll see, it's cost you. Janice, though, unearth. A fantastic answer there, lovely low score. Lauren and Jamie, 14, not bad. So yes, really it's Anthony and Ian who are going to have to tussle it out in this next pass to see who is going to be leaving us at the end of the round. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for words ending in RTH. Anthony, you are on 64. If you can score 35 or less with this answer, you are definitely through to the next round. 35 or less. Come on.
Well, I'm going to go with the first word that came into my mind when word ending in RTH came up with, and that was girth.
Girth, you're saying? Your red line is about to come in. There it is. If your girth is below that, you are through to the next round. OK, let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Girth. OK, Anthony, that scores you 52, gives you a total of 116. The round's not over yet. Richard.
Yeah, that's an impressive girth you've got there, Anthony. Girth is the measurement around the circumference of any object.
Right, now, Karen J, let me tell you the good news. You cannot lose. You cannot lose. Thanks in part to your mother's brilliant answer in the first pass, and also in part to the aggregate score of worth and girth from Anthony and Karen T. So why not have a little bit of fun here? Go out on a limb, find a word ending in RTH that is pointless. Add 250 quid to our jackpot.
I couldn't think of a really obscure one, sorry. So I'll go for fourth, as in fourth place.
Fourth, as in fourth place. So how are you spelling that?
F-O-U-R-T.
F-O-U-R-T-H. OK, well, let's see how many people said fourth. No red line for you. You're through whatever happens. 28, not a terrible score at all. Takes your total up to 34. What are you going to say, Richard?
I was going to say you were first, but fourth has made you second. It's the ordinal number of the cardinal number 4, of course, fourth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lauren, you're on 14. It doesn't matter what you say either. You are through come what may. Let's have a pointless answer from you.
I'll go out on a limb and hope it's not hyphenated and to go with afterbirth.
Afterbirth. A sort of murmur from the boundary there. Sort of, clever, but, Right, afterbirth. OK, well, there it is, afterbirth. Let's see if it is correct. And let's see how many people said it, afterbirth. It's right. Well done, Lauren. I think this could be a low scorer. 6. Very well done. That scores you 6, takes your total up to 20. Richard?
Yeah, very well played, Lauren. Very good, not hyphenated at all. It's probably also the name of a Midlands punk band, isn't it? I would have thought.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Ian, now the moment of truth. If you can score 15 or less with this answer, and I know you've been using this time to come up, you present the face of placidity, but I know that inside there, the cogs are whirring. Or maybe they're at rest now, but they have been whirring. I'm looking forward to this.
I've decided to take a bit of a chance.
Very good.
The word I've chosen could well have an E on the end, but unless I take a chance, I'm really not going to...
That's the spirit.
Yeah. The word I've chosen is hearth.
You're going to have to spell that for us.
H-E-A-R-T-H.
Hearth. Very good. OK. If hearth gets you below that red line, you're in the next round. So, Anthony and Karen T, Ian and Alan, the moment of truth. One of you will be leaving us at the end of this round. Let's see who it's going to be. How many people said hearth, and is it a correct answer? Well done, Ian. Down it goes. Oh, bad luck. Hearth scores 35, takes your total up to 135. Richard?
Yeah, sorry, Ian, that is how it's spelt, but very, very big score. Obviously, hearth, the tiled piece of a fireplace or the place in a room where a fire is made. Well, there were huge numbers of pointless answers here, so we'll just take you through a few of them. There's all sorts of ones like halfpennyworth and threepennyworth and tenpence worth and all that. Those would all have been pointless answers, all the money ones. But let's take a look at a few others. Bath. Which is where Southerners have a bath. So it's for cattle and sheep, a bath. It's a place of safety. Dearworth, which just means dearly beloved. Groatsworth, which is what you get for a groat. Which
not much these days.
Not a lot these days, no. Not a lot. Hailscarth, which means free from injury. Jobsworth. Jobsworth would have been a pointless answer. Well done if you got that. Loopgarth, which is a military punishment, which involves running between men with sticks hitting you. So you're very much not Hailscarth after a Loopgarth, let me tell you that. Manrith, which is a period of time in someone's working life. So I'm enjoying my current Manrith with you.
Are you?
That sounds awful.
Manrith, doesn't it?
You and I are enjoying a Manrith together.
Yeah.
Overmirth, which is to gloat over somebody, to overmirth. And Stalworth, which means stoutly built or courageous. Stalworth or Stalworth. We'll do the worst now. These are the ones that most of our 100 people said, the most popular ones. Would have scored big points. In third, it was birth with an I, so it was a very smart move to replace it with the E, scored 59. Earth, there was 62. And right at the top, worth, very familiar, 64. It was the most popular of all, I'm so sorry.
OK, thanks, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid it's Alan and Ian. Oh, dear. We had you in the head-to-head last time, and you were beaten by just 1 point.
That's just the name of the game, isn't it?
It's the name of the game.
Wonderful time, though. This has been great fun.
Oh, well, you've been lovely contestants. Lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing, Alan and Ian. Brilliant. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, the category for round 2 is literary films. Literary films. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And the question for round 2 concerns film adaptations and their original authors. Oh, Janice. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Film adaptations and their original authors. In this round, we're about to show you a list of films. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to tell us who wrote the books on which they are based. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to give you the name of 6 films in each pass. Obviously, the more obscure the film, the fewer points you'll score. And if you give us an incorrect answer, you'll score 100 points. See if you can get all 6 of them at home.
OK, thanks, Richard. The first 6 are Alice in Wonderland, The Firm, A Clockwork Orange, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Trainspotting, To Kill a Mockingbird. Let me read those one more time. Alice in Wonderland, The Firm, A Clockwork Orange, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Trainspotting, To Kill a Mockingbird. OK, Jamie, we are looking for the authors of the books of which these films are adaptations. Are you familiar with these being books before they were films?
I'm familiar with them being books, but haven't got an idea of many of the authors, sadly.
OK.
I will go for To Kill a Mockingbird, and I think it's Harper Lee.
Harper Lee. Lauren's giving nothing away. I can't gauge if she's pleased with that or not. Harper Lee is what you're saying. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Well done, Jamie. Very good answer, Jamie. Harper Lee scoring you 10 points. Richard.
Yep, wonderful answer, wonderful book. The book won a Pulitzer Prize in 1961, and the film starring Gregory Peck was 1962.
OK, thanks very much. Now, Karen J. We are looking for the authors of the books on which these films are based.
I think I'll go for The Firm, and I'm sure it's John Grisham.
There it is, second one down. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. John Grisham. It's right. $14, that scores you. Surprisingly low score.
Pretty low score, isn't it?
It's one of those books, isn't it, that you saw people reading everywhere at one stage.
But I think he's written so many since, hasn't he? They've all got those sort of the something titles, perhaps people forget. And it was 1991 it was written. The film was 1993.
OK, thanks, Richard. Now then, Karen T. Have you read any of these?
No.
Have you seen any of the films?
Yes, I have seen some of the films. I've seen Lord of the Rings, of course.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the new version of Alice in Wonderland. I don't think I've ever seen the other 2, though. So I'm going to go for Alice in Wonderland and Lewis Carroll.
OK, Lewis Carroll, you are saying. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland. $29, that scores you, Karen. Lewis Carroll, Richard.
Yeah, the book was written in 1865, and they had to wait for cinema to be invented. There was a Disney animated version in 1951, then the 2010 Tim Burton version. Let's take a look through the rest of the boards. I'll test your knowledge. You're always very good at this sort of thing.
Yes.
Janice is an English teacher, of course. You are an English graduate, so you should do rather well.
Yes.
So, Lord of the Rings, written by...
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Correct, would have scored you a fairly hefty 45 points. Trainspotting...
Irvin Welsh.
Irvin Welsh, exactly right. That would have scored you 9 points. That was his first novel. And A Clockwork Orange is by...
Burgess, Anthony Burgess.
Anthony Burgess, exactly right. That's the best answer on the board, just 3 points. So well done if you said Anthony Burgess.
OK, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. Well, they're pretty low scores. 29, normally, Karen T. That's normally a pretty good score. However, you are way out in front. So, Anthony, you have a job to do in the second pass.
Again.
Karen J and Janice on 14, Lauren and Jamie on 10. Much of a muchness, really. Lovely low scores, but anything can happen in the next pass. So, Janice, we're looking for a little bit of chalky magic from you. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more films on the board. And here they are. We have got Bridget Jones's Diary, The Da Vinci Code, Atonement, The Beach, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, About a Boy. Let me read those one more time. Bridget Jones's Diary, The Da Vinci Code, Atonement, The Beach, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, About a Boy. And remember, we are looking for the authors of the books of which these are the film adaptations. Anthony, have you seen any of these films?
I have seen 3 of them, I think, or 4 of them.
OK, well, you are on 29. You are the high scorers.
Yeah.
You have to score as low as you possibly can here, otherwise we'll be saying goodbye to you at the end of this round.
So that's the problem, because we're in front, I feel like I should take a risk, and so I'm going to have to take a risk with About a Boy, because I think it's sitting on the bookshelf at home that we have, but I couldn't tell you for definite. And it's going to be a very big risk now. Because I know when I say it, my mum's going to say it's wrong, probably.
She's preparing herself for it.
So I'm going to go with Ian Rankin is wrong.
Well, no, you've done exactly the right thing, Anthony. Exactly the right thing. You've taken a risk. You are saying that About a Boy is written by Ian Rankin. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Bad luck. Oh, I'm afraid that answer is Rankin up with your exit from last time. Unfortunately, that is a wrong answer, so you score the maximum of 100 points, which takes your total up to 129, Richard.
Yeah, tough luck, Anthony, but you did have to take a risk if the other ones you knew were high scoring. I won't say who it is by, just in case Janice or Lauren want to have a go at that.
OK, yes, as I say, that takes your score up to 129, which I'm afraid is an unbeatably high score. So you will, I'm sorry to say, be leaving at the end of this round. Right, Janice, you are on 14 after Karen's answer of The Firm. What are you going to say from that board?
Looking at them, there's one of them that I'd like to go for, and I only know the second name, so I've got to go with one I know the whole name, so it's going to be one of the popular ones. I go for the Da Vinci Code and Dan Brown.
OK, a little-known book. The Da Vinci Code and Dan Brown, you're hoping to score as few points as possible. It doesn't really matter. Even if you score 100, you're still through to the head-to-head. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said the Da Vinci Code was by Dan Brown. Wow. Well, that's right. It scores you 37, taking your total up to 51. That's a very low score for the...
Surprisingly low, isn't it? It's the publishing sensation of the century, probably, isn't it, the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah.
It was released in 2003.
Maybe the publishing phenomenon.
It was a phenomenon that a fairly unknown writer suddenly had the world's best-selling book.
Yeah.
And then continued to release best-selling books after it.
Very good. Now, Lauren, Now then, Lauren, you're on 10. It doesn't matter what you say. You can score 100 points if you like. You'll still be through to the head-to-head. We are looking for the authors of the books that were adapted into these films.
Well, I've seen all the films, but and I've even read some of the books, but my mind has gone completely blank. So I have to go with a safe answer again and go with J.K. Rowling.
You have to select the film first.
Oh, sorry, it's Harry Potter.
I see. Yes, I thought it might be. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, J.K. Rowling. Well, let's see how many people said that. 49, that scores you. That takes your total up to 59.
Yeah, it's the second book in the Harry Potter series and the second film in the Harry Potter series, directed by Chris Columbus. Let's clear up about a boy first. Do you want to visualise that bookshelf? Is there any other names?
I can even see the colour of the book, but I couldn't tell you wrote it.
OK, it's Nick Hornby. Yeah. Is the writer of the book. Would have scored you 4 points as well. Would have seen you safely through. Alexander, Bridget Jones' Diary.
Helen Fielding.
Helen Fielding, absolutely right. Would have scored a surprisingly low 10 points, though. Atonement.
Ian McEwan.
Ian McEwan, another very low score, actually, 5. And The Beach, which is the lowest score of all. Well done if you got this at home.
Alex Garland.
Alex Garland is exactly right. Would have scored you 2 points.
Very good. OK, thanks, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score is Karen and Anthony. Normally, actually, people surprise themselves with how much they know.
Not me. I've surprised myself a little, I know.
Are you going to take the blame, Anthony?
I've got to, haven't I?
Well, I don't know. I think your mother looks incredibly forgiving.
I don't know if About Boy is actually on the bookcase. Nick Hornby is, but not About Boy.
Oh, well, you can go home. And listen, I'll tell you what, Anthony, you can read it.
If it's there.
If it's there. It's a very good book. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, I'm very sorry. Once again, we say goodbye to you before the end of the show. We haven't, I'm afraid, seen you at your best, but you have been fantastic contestants. Thanks very much for playing. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. So well done, Lauren and Jamie, Karen and Janice. You have made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to the final and play for our jackpot today, which currently stands at £1,000. You are now going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. You can now confer. All you have to do with each answer is score less than the other pair to win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be through to the final to play for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. Right, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many British and Irish bodies of water as they could. British and Irish bodies of water. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any body of water known as a sea, an ocean or a channel on which mainland Britain or Ireland has a coastline. There are 8 potential answers here. OK, thanks, Richard. Lauren and Jamie, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for British and Irish bodies of water.
OK.
OK.
We will go for the Atlantic Ocean.
The Atlantic Ocean. OK, we have the Atlantic Ocean from Lauren and Jamie. Karen and Janice.
I'm just going around the coast, seeing where I want to stop, where might be the best place. I think we go the other way. We go to the North Sea.
OK, we have the Atlantic Ocean. We have the North Sea. OK, Lauren and Jamie, Atlantic Ocean. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Atlantic Ocean. That's correct. 55. And Karen and Janice, you have gone for the North Sea. Let's see if that's right, and let's see how many people went with that if it is. So, after our first question, Lauren and Jamie are ahead, 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, very close. There is actually a pointless answer out there. Let's take a look at all 8. If you'd said St George's Channel, if you said that at home, very well done. That's what links the southern end of the Irish Sea to the Atlantic. And the North Channel does the same for the northern part of the Irish Sea. That would have scored you 1. The Celtic Sea scores 2. Bristol Channel scores 9. And some of the big boys here, Atlantic Ocean with 55, English Channel 60, North Sea 63, and Irish Sea comes top of all with 65.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So, Lauren and Jamie, how are you, brother and sister-in-law? Who's married to who?
I'm married to Lauren's sister.
Right, and whose idea was it to come on this show?
It was 100% Jamie's idea, and I was roped in.
She's having a fantastic time, though.
I'm pleased I was roped in, but I've been roped in.
You're doing very well. Roped in you were, though.
Almost literally.
Leave you that image. Karen and Janice, whose idea was it to come on?
My younger daughter's.
Who's not here?
Who's not here, yes, exactly.
And so, Karen, you were taken from the bosom of your family.
I was.
Dragged here, kicking and
Kicking
screaming.
and screaming, yeah.
So, and the person whose idea it was isn't even here.
No, she's at home.
Why not? What happened to her? She chickened out. Cold feet.
Yeah.
Have either of you watched this programme before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. All right, so it's not a complete... Right, I see. OK. Now, here is your second question. Karen and Janice, you have to win this point if you want to stay in the game. Equally, Lauren and Jamie, if you win this point, you are through to the next round. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many regular Cheers characters as they could. Regular Cheers characters.
Yeah, we're looking for any character who's appeared in more than 100 episodes of the long-running sitcom Cheers. There are 8 characters on the list. We don't need surnames. First names will suffice.
OK, Karen and Janice, you go first.
Right, OK, we can picture them all, but
OK.
only one, apart from the main characters, only one comes to mind at the moment, and Norm.
Norm. Mm-hmm. Lauren and Jamie?
We think we can remember most of them. It's a question of getting the right one. I think Carla's a good one, but who else? Diane? You go.
OK, we'll try Diane.
OK, Diane. We have Norm, we have Diane. Lauren and Jamie, if you win this, you are through in straight sets. Karen and Janice, you have to win this to stay in the game. We have Norm from Karen and Janice. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Norm. That's right. That's a good low score for Norm. And Lauren and Jamie, you are saying Diane. Let's see if Diane is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Diane. Oh, look at that, 13. That's a brilliant answer. Very, very good. Diane sees you through to the final. After 2 questions, Lauren and Jamie are through to the final, 2-0. Richard.
Yeah, very, very well done. Diane was a very, very good answer. There were 2 answers that could have beaten it, though. Let's take a look at them. Rebecca at the bottom, played by Kirstie Alley. Cliff Clavin, played by John Ratzenberger, who always has a part in every single Pixar movie, John Ratzenberger. Diane there with 13. Carla with 16. Woody, played by Woody Harrelson, was 17. Norm Peterson there, played by George Wendt, scored you 19. Sam Malone, played by Ted Danson, 22. And right at the top of the list, Kelsey Grammer as Frasier Crane, who obviously went on to be in Frasier. And he would have scored you 28 points.
Thanks very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid it's Karen and Janice. Dear, oh dear, not your subjects, really. Although, you know, you acquitted yourselves pretty well. Would the other daughter have done better, Janice? I have to
She's
ask.
sitting at home, yeah. Wendy will be sitting there going, I knew that. I could have done that.
Well, I know, yeah, Wendy. It's all very well knowing it. You've got to turn up. You've been fantastic contestants. Thank you very much for playing Karen and Janice. We look forward to seeing you next time. But for Lauren and Jamie, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win £1,000. Well, congratulations, Lauren and Jamie. You've fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. Many congratulations.
That's what we came for.
Of course it is. You now have the chance, though, to win our pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,000. OK, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You just have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category from these 3 options, and you can go for motorsport, classic musicals, TV panel shows. Motorsports, classic musicals, TV panel shows. What do you think?
I think Lauren should have brought a husband because he's a motorsport fanatic.
Right.
I think one of the bottom 2,
Yes,
obviously.
Yeah. So what do you think, TV panel shows?
What are your interests, Lauren?
I like going on holiday if I can.
That's a good hobby.
With 2 small children, I don't get the chance very often. But
Yeah.
I would like to say that I like watching classic musicals, but
That rules me out.
it's and it's only a select handful. So if it's one I don't watch, then
Yeah, that's
it's
tough.
scuppered.
I think we go for panel shows, won't we? We go for TV panel shows.
TV panel shows. OK, well, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Buzzcocks hosts and team captains as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for anyone who's been a host or team captain on Never Mind the Buzzcocks up to June 2010. Not looking for regular panellists and guests. We're looking for team captains and hosts.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £1,000 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Okay, so
Well, obviously there's the Mark Lamar and Simon Amstel who presented it for
Jupiter's.
Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
They went through quite a phase of having sort of guest hosts, didn't they? So,
Angus Dayton.
Don't know.
Worth a try.
Um,
He did most things.
There's quite a few comedians came to
Fielding,
it.
Noel
Noel
Fielding.
Fielding.
Yeah.
Jack Whitehall presented it once. That might be worth a go with.
Never heard of him. 30 seconds. So Jack Whitehall.
Mm.
Do we have another one?
Maybe. Will everyone know Noel Fielding?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So Mark Lamar, people are probably going to remember, I would have thought, but he was back.
Well, he was the first one, wasn't he, I think?
Yeah. I think it might be worth a try.
I think.
OK, that is your minute up, I'm afraid. We were looking for Buzzcocks, hosts and team captains. I now need your 3 answers.
So.
We're going to go for Jack Whitehall.
Jack Whitehall.
We go for Lamar.
Mark Lamar.
Mark Lamar.
And...
We'll try Angus Dayton.
And Angus Deaton. OK. Which of those do you reckon is your best shot at a pointless answer? Your most confident shot?
I'm hoping Jack Whitehall's going to...
Jack Whitehall. We'll put him up last. OK. What about your least confident?
We'll try... Well,
I think Mark Lamar is probably one that most people will
OK,
know.
so we have Mark Lamar, Angus Deaton, and Jack Whitehall. OK, we were looking for Buzzcocks, hosts and team captains. This was your least confident answer. You only need to find one pointless answer to win that £1,000 jackpot. So let's see how many people said Mark Lamar. Mark Lamar. Well, it's right. We knew it was right. Let's see how far down it goes. Down the 40s, 30s, 20s. It has to go all the way down to 0 to be pointless. Obviously, 10. Well, I tell you what. I don't know how many series Mark Lamar hosted, but it was a lot. and only 10 of our 100 people thought of him. It's looking pretty good for your subsequent answers, isn't it? They just have to be right. What would your partners make of this?
Us being here?
Well, this how you're performing in this last round.
I think they'd be very proud of us.
I'm sure they would. Your husband, Lauren, you said, is a motorsport fanatic.
Yes, yes. But I try and ignore it as much as I can.
How did you meet your husband?
We actually, I was one of the first girls allowed into the Boy Scouts, and that's where I met him. We were 14.
You were 14. He presumably lost his job as Scoutmaster. Jamie, what about your wife? Is she watching? Is she here?
No, she's not here.
She'll be at home
Yes.
watching.
Yes.
Yelling at the screen.
Yes.
Don't wake the baby.
What have you done?
OK, right. Your second answer is Angus Deaton. This is a bit of a stab in the dark, is it?
I think so.
OK, we are looking for Buzzcocks hosts and team captains. Let's hope nobody said Angus Deaton. This has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot.
It was worth a try.
You have found the one panel show he has not presented. I don't know how I dare say that. That's neck, isn't it? Sorry, Angus. It's not a pointless answer. You only have one final shot at the jackpot. But I think this is a brilliant shot. You're absolutely certain this is right, aren't you?
Yes. I think so.
So therefore you are. Only 10 people thought of Mark Lamar, who must have presented at least 50 of those shows, if not many, many more. Jack Whitehall, there it is. Your third and final answer. This is the one you're most confident in. This has to be pointless if you're to win that £1,000 jackpot. Jack Whitehall. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it if it is. It's right.
Come on.
So far, so very, very good. Only 10 people remembered Mark Lamar. Will anyone remember Jack Whitehall? Down it goes into the 20s, down into the teens. It has to go all the way down to 0, and it does! Very well done indeed. Very good. Very well done.
I never heard of it.
Well, congratulations. You managed to find that crucial pointless answer, which means you go home with the jackpot of £1,000. So, Jamie, did you say you'd never heard of him?
I knew all along.
You'd never heard of Jack Whitehall?
No. Who is he?
Lauren, tell him.
I think I'm getting the whole £1,000 from this. He's an excellent comedian, of course.
Dear,
And very
dear,
handsome
dear.
too.
Richard, anything you'd like to add to that?
No, other than that's the very definition of pointless knowledge, Lauren. Well done. Because there were some big names that were pointless, actually. There's Jonathan Ross, Davina McCall, Frank Skinner, Johnny Vegas. All of those were pointless and would have won you the money. You took us a step further. But Jack Whitehall, he presented one episode in October 2009, and he is an excellent comedian. You should probably go see him.
Very good indeed. Well, thanks once again to our winning contestants, Lauren and Jamie, who go away with today's jackpot of £1,000. Join us next time and we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.